Okay, so I'm gonna title this "Express Your Feelings to the Lord," right? I'm gonna be reading from Psalms 38. Yeah, give me a moment, you guys. I hope you guys are having a blessed and wonderful day. I told y'all I have so many words to drop literally, and I have to be obedient unto God and drop these words because it's needed. So, mm. And basically, and I'm gonna be speaking about that just a little bit. I want you guys to know that this is when David had he committed adultery with Bathsheba, right? And he started going through great affliction and he started losing a lot of things. And this was more so of his, prayers that he was giving to the Lord and praises that he was giving to the Lord, for repentance and stuff. So look how he was expressing and how he was talking to the Lord. He said, O Lord, rebuke me not in thy wrath, neither chasten me in thy displeasure. He said, for thine arrows stick fast in me, and thy hand presseth me sore. He said, there is no soundness in my flesh because of thine anger, neither there any rest in my bones because of my sin. So David was he was aware of his sin. He knew what he did and it was before him. Now I want to talk about this. Said my lover. He said, look, he said, my heart painteth. He said, my strength faileth me. As for the light of mine eyes is also no, it also is gone from me. My lovers and my friends he said, stand aloof from me, no, from my sore, and my kinsmen stand afar off. They also that seek after my life lay snares for me, and they that seek my hurt speak mischievous things, and imagine deceits all the day long. But look what he said. He said, but I, as a deaf man, heard not, and I was a dumb man that opened not his mouth. So I want to let you guys know when David was speaking, even with him saying that, the people that wanted to persecute them, they're more than the hairs on his head. I want you guys to know, express your feelings unto the Lord. Let the Lord know what it really is. And I'm going to help you guys to kind of interpret it. Like and be able to express more, like, because I know many of us, we have a problem with expressing your feelings, and the Lord blessed me to know that when we do express our feelings more so as David did, going in depth to what's really going on, the Lord says that this not only if it's a good relief, right? But it also helps build your relationship with the Lord because you're being more vulnerable with the Lord. Yes, be vulnerable with the Lord. Now I'm going to give you guys an example. Say for instance, I'm asking you, right? I'm like, oh, how is your day? And you come home crying. See how you do not want to be, you don't want to say, oh, my day was bad. I had a rough day, right? Because that's not expressing anything. You're not letting me know what happened. Yes, I already know that you had a bad day, but you're not letting me know anything, right? And again, yes, the Lord, He's all knowing. He already know what you went through before you went through it. He know why you're crying. But again, when you're vulnerable with the Lord, this is the way that you are, like, you can grow with the Lord in ways that you could never even imagine because you're just being so open to the Lord, right? So you're being so vulnerable with the Lord. You could just grow in so many ways with the Lord. But look, this is the way to express it, right? So say for instance, you ask me, you're like, oh, hey, my love, like, why are you crying? Or like, how was your day? This is how I would be. I'd be like, well, I went into work. And when I went into work, there was this woman that I had to assist. And she was just very rude. And, while she was being rude, it really hurt my feelings and it made me feel some type of way inside. And I wanted to cry, but I was holding my tears back from that. And she was just being very disrespectful. She called me out of my name. She said this, that, and the third. But still, even with the feeling that I was feeling inside, I still forgave her and I moved on with my day. But then I went to my boss and I had asked my boss, I'm telling my boss, like, I'm having a problem with some of my employees that's there because they slack on their work. So I always have to pick up my work. My boss did not hear what I said. My boss was just being very rude and was not, trying to hear what I was saying, was not trying to hear into my cause. So that even, that made me go inside the bathroom and I began to cry. And I was crying because I was so frustrated with just everything that was happening. And then I had went inside the office, and what put the cherry on top of the cake was the fact that there was this woman and she was literally just giving me side eyes and just being just very rude. And it was not the fact that she was being rude, but it was the fact that I was already so overwhelmed by what was happening. This is why I began to break down in front of everybody at work. And I took my things and I walked out, and I wasn't in shame when I walked out, but I was just tired. I wasn't thinking, but I was just tired. You get what I mean? That's expressing your feelings, right? Because now I know what was going on while you was at work. Now I know what caused your tears, right? Because you went into details, you expressed your feelings unto me, like you expressed everything. So now I know like why you feel the way that you feel. And again, the Lord, He knows everything, right? And that's just the same as me. And say, for instance, I already know that you're having a bad day, right? I'm asking you, how's your day? I clearly see that you're crying, so I know that you're having a bad day. But rather than a person coming to you and like saying, no, I'm fine, you're going to feel like, dang, like that person, they're not vulnerable with me. Are they not comfortable with me? Right? Rather than a person that comes to you and express their feelings, it's like, okay, like this person is vulnerable with me. I'm going to help them. They genuinely look at me as so of a person that can help them, because you're not just going to go to anybody expressing your feelings, right? You're not going to do that. But I want you to know, child of God, express your feelings. David, he went into depth. He's like, these people, and I forgot, it was like this thing that he said. He said like his pillow is heavy because of his tears, because of what these people is saying, and because what these people is doing to him. That's exactly what he was saying. And I want you guys to be able to express your feelings to God. I want you guys to be able to go into depth and whatever the issue is, child of God, learn how to express your feelings. Sit inside the quiet place with the Lord and express your feelings. Like, it could be a small thing. You could even practice and just say, oh, like, you and the Lord can have a conversation, and then I don't know what the case scenario may be, but you could practice. Like, you can practice everything, right? And this is a good thing, because when you genuinely express to the Lord how you feel, this is something beautiful unto the Lord. He literally let me know. He's like, that's something beautiful, because it's showing that you're vulnerable with the Lord, that you trust the Lord not only to hear you, but to change things. Because the Lord, He don't rejoice when His children is going through these things. No, He's our help. He's your help. Just as David had said, like he said it. He said the Lord is his help. Like he knew it. He said that those who trust in the Lord, they won't be put to shame. He already knew who God was. He knew that. He knew that there was nothing too hard for the Lord. And I want you to know that there's nothing too hard for the Lord. Express your feelings. Don't hold nothing back. The Lord's not going to laugh at you if you tell Him that somebody hurt your feelings. He's not going to laugh at you if you tell Him, oh, you feel this type of way when this happened. No, even with our triggers, even coming to the Lord and telling the Lord, like, this specific thing hurt me, or this specific thing affected me, because, I used to go through this as an individual, and the Lord, He already knows it. And then you could tell the Lord, like, when I did go through these things, it hurted me. So when someone does this, it kind of triggers that. And guess what? The Lord, He can heal you from that. That's the thing. You have to go into depths with your problems to the Lord. He's God. He's not gonna shame you. He's not gonna laugh at you. He's not gonna be like how the people be like, girl, did you see her? Or did you see him, like over there crying and stuff like that? No, the Lord is there to help you, and He's understanding of your problems. It don't matter how crazy it is. Like, someone could come to me and tell me, that, oh, like, I'm struggling with, masturbation or something like that. And I'm not a judgmental person, but let's say if I was, there are certain people out there that's like, oh, like, nah, like, okay, well, that's between you. The Lord, he's not like that. He's all understanding, and he's there for you. I want you to know that the Lord, he's there for you. He's there to help you. Whatever your struggle is, whatever the affliction is, whatever it is, the Lord, he is there for you. He's there for you. He's not going to leave you nor forsaking you. He's not. He's there to listen. We all been there to where we had our nasty worldly desires that we needed to be cleansed from. And the Lord, he did it. But you had to go on. And I did not always express my feelings to the Lord. But this is to help you, right? This is so you can do it now. You get what I mean? So express your feelings to the Lord. Let the Lord know like what's going on. Express it. You have nothing to express it. And I'm gonna speak about how my silence was. I don't think I'm gonna do it right now because I did like 5 words. But David literally said, he said, I was as a dumb man that opened not his mouth, which means he was so afflicted. And I'm gonna speak about that. I'm gonna speak about my silence so you guys can know. He was he was going through great affliction. It was to the point where he could not even open up his mouth when these people was persecuting him or disrespecting him. He could not open up his mouth when these people was dealing wrongly with him. He was just going through so much. You get what I mean? And he expressed it well. He said, I'm like a dumb man that I could not open up my mouth. He expressed his feelings. And the way he expressed it, even when he said that his enemies, they're more than the hairs of his head. That means, like, dang, that's a lot of enemies. Like, we don't know how much follicles that, the follicles that's on our head, the hair follicles. But the thing is, that it's many. You know that it's great. You get what I mean? And even when he said, like, his tears, like, it makes his pillow heavy. Like, his pillow is heavy with tears. And it's like, dang, like you cried, like that's a lot of tears. Like that means you cried a lot. You get what I mean? And the thing is, again, the Lord knows. He's all knowing. His ways are much higher than our ways. His thinking, everything is much higher than ours. But the thing is, the Lord, he does let me know little, like he'll let me know certain things. I remember there was this woman, she had said, when you truly begin to follow Christ, he will like be your best friend and reveal things unto you personally. So it'll be things like about him that he will literally let you know. And the Lord, he blessed me to know that like this is a beautiful thing to him when his children do come to him and be vulnerable and express it. Like you could start as so just coming to the Lord every single day inside your quiet place and coming to the Lord and letting him know about your day and expressing your day. Right? It could be something as simple as that, right? But express your feelings to the Lord. Let the Lord know how you're feeling. Let the Lord know how is your day. Let the Lord know, like, even if you're going through affliction, let him know everything. Don't hold nothing back. Don't hold the embarrassment, the shame. Please don't. Because when you're coming to the Lord, he already knows it. He knows whatever that humiliation, is it humiliation? Humiliation, yes, he knows that. He already know about that. He know that that's what happened. Like he already know what happened to you. He know why you're so broken. He knows this. But come to the Lord and be vulnerable, cry out, because I know, like sometimes when you cry out to the Lord, it's just like it's such a relief because it's God. And and when you cry out to the Lord, you're telling the right person about the right thing. This is the Lord. This is someone, he could do anything. He could heal you. He could restore you. He could redeem you. There's nothing that he cannot do. There's nothing too hard for him to do. So come to him. Come to him. Don't feel as if, oh, like, I'm too far gone or this, that, and the third. No, go to the Lord and express that feeling. If you feel so, oh, like, Lord, I feel like I'm too deep in it. I feel like I'm too deep in this, that, I can't come to you no more with this lifestyle or with this, that. Express that to the Lord as well. Let him know that as well. Let him know that. You get what I mean? And the Lord, he will surely reveal it unto you. What does the Bible say? Ask and it'll be given. Seeking ye shall find, knocking it shall be open. You have to speak to the Lord, child of God. And this is a way to grow your relationship. This is not just for the beginners, but this is for everyone. Express your feelings. Let the Lord know every way that you like. Let the Lord know how you truly feel about things. Like, let him know. Even, like the times when you cry, let the Lord know why you're crying. Because like what you may not know the pure root, but you know what triggered those tears. Right? If it's someone yelling at you and you come to the Lord, you're like, Father, like I started crying, like, because, they was yelling at me. And I don't like when people yell at me, because when I hear a loud voice kind of attacking me, it kind of makes me a bit sensitive. And I'm very sensitive to certain things, is that, and I don't really like when people yell at me or when people argue with me, right? It could be so small things. Just learn to express yourself to the Lord. Express your feelings, express everything to the Lord, because this is a way of growing your relationship and developing with God. Remember, in a regular relationship, how will you grow? Think about it. And no, the Lord's relationship, he's above all. It's above all, right? You and God's relationship should be above all. But when it comes down to a regular relationship, think about it. How will this person know how you feel if you're not letting them know how you feel? If I love you, and I'm asking you, when I see you crying and I'm asking you, I'm like, what happened? And I clearly know that you're crying. Let's say, for instance, oh, let me let's say for instance that you went to a party and there was going to be this is an example for girls, right? No, this is an example for the dudes, right? Say for instance, your girl going to a party. Well, I'm not gonna say girl, I'm gonna say your wife. Okay, your wife going to a party and stuff like that. And this is not no unholy party. This is just like a family get together party, right? You're just not going. You probably got work, you probably got something else to do, who knows? But you're not going there, right? And you know that there's going to be a certain individual that's there that her and your wife, they always get into it. It's always something, like it'll always be something with them, and she always end up hurting your wife's feelings, right? And your wife comes back home and your wife is crying. And it's just like, when your wife is crying, yeah, you already know that, oh, the reason why your wife is crying. You already know what happened, because it happens every time. You already know. And this is how the Lord is. He already knows your problems, right? So the thing is, you already know her problems. So you're asking her, like, what's going on, my love? Like what's the problem? What's going on? And she's like, oh, well, I'm sad. Or nothing. It was just bad. Like, it was just a bad day. Okay. Anything else? You get what I mean? Rather than rather than her coming to you and letting you know, like, these people, they were just so disrespectful to me. That girl, she was triggering me with the words that she was saying, and it just hurted me. So I just had to leave. I couldn't even say bye to anyone. It was just her. She was so disrespectful. You get what I mean? Expressing the reason, expressing your feelings, expressing everything. You have to express it. And this is how, your husband will know, or your wife will know, like, oh, okay, like, well, this is the reason why she's sad, or he's sad or upset, this, that, and the third. This is how your relationship has to be with the Lord, right? So I just want you guys to know, even as David did, right? And Asaph as well. I seen a little bit about him. Even with these individuals, I want you guys to know, even with the affliction that Job was going through, with many of these people inside the Bible, you see them, they express their feelings to the Lord. They let the Lord know, like, what's wrong. They let the Lord know how they're feeling. They let the Lord know, like, oh, how it feels. Like, they're expressing it from the purest root. Because it's just like, you're not going to come up with that out of nowhere. You're not just going to say, oh, my enemies is more than the hairs of my head. It's like, no, you have to be feeling that in order for you to come up with something like that, right? So that's an expression. That's you expressing your feelings to the Lord. So I want you guys to know that inside this time, express your feelings to the Lord. let the Lord know how you feel. He loves you and he already knows it. But there are in certain case scenarios to where you will have to like speak to the Lord. I know sometimes we might be shut up because just the great affliction or whatever we're going through, like spiritual warfare, and all we can do is cry. Okay, then cry. Yes. You don't have to speak. Holy Spirit gonna speak for just cry. Just cry out to the Lord. He already just cry. But if you are able to speak, speak. Let the Lord know what's going on. Let him know. Let him know like what's your issue. Let him know your problem. Don't hold back from the Lord. Let him know what's going on. Express your feelings to the Lord. This grows your relationship as it would inside of any relationship. Y'all got to think about it. Friendships, marriages, partnerships, everything. When you express your opinion in partnerships, when you express your opinion and you let it be known, you and your partner, y'all growing like this, because like, oh, well, you want to know what? That's a smart opinion, or that's smart. Yeah, we should add this to this, that, and the third. You get what I mean? Rather than you just being quiet, or oh yeah, like I think that idea is good. Rather than you honestly speaking your piece, and rather than you just speaking up for yourself and saying, oh, how you truly feel about this model, or what would you add or what would you subtract, rather than you just saying, oh yeah, it's great, it's good. You know what I mean? So it's better to express your feelings, because when you express yourself in all, this is a good habit to have. Not just with the Lord, but this is a good habit to have in general. You know what I mean? Especially to, your loved ones and, certain things like that. There are certain things that you should just keep between you and God, or, you and God and that person, or you and God, in particular. But in certain things, as this, example, I want you guys to know, like, go to the Lord, express your feelings to the Lord. Let the Father know how you feel. Don't hold back from him. He's not judging you. He's not judging you. He's all understanding. Trust me, he understands you. Trust me, he understands you. So I just want you guys to know, do not hold back from the Lord, okay? Express your feelings to the Lord. And it'll feel like a huge relief, because you're doing the right thing. So, yes, express your feelings to the Lord. I love you guys. I maybe will drop a word tonight, but I dropped like 7 words and I need to get them in rotation. But have a blessed day. And my mic, I don't know. I gotta order another mic, you guys, because I did get another mic, and I told you guys like I'm getting a mic because my audio on the iPad keeps going in and out. And I would like to record on my phone, but again, my phone, like, this is where most of like my messages is. Like, I want to show you guys like my messages, like all of this. This is all from the Lord, all God. Like, I have so many messages that I need to put out there. So yeah, I want you guys to know that. And have a blessed and wonderful day. And yeah, I hope this word bless you guys. Bye.